everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading, and all our videos are based on educational purposes only. You're very welcome to follow our signals. We provide the free signal, and we try to analyze the market on a daily basis. So please stand by. We normally start around 10 o'clock, and we will show you the automated trades, and we show you some of the trades we have. So please stand by for a few minutes. Today, I'd like to show the institutional auto trade. The institutional auto trade have 10 different entry and have around the 20 filter is actually a huge automated trade, and we will be covering that. For the ones don't know our system, as an example here, we have a three different automated trade based on the entry signal, and your entry type is a sell. The entry price is 28.1775, target 28.1325, and we just hit the target right now. And then you can see there is a profit 14 ticks on that last trade. On that system here, the market analyzer is based on 1 minute, and the chart we usually use two or one, but like on the Nasdaq here, we are using only one target. You can use one or two or four or 20 if you want. But on the Nasdaq, I have one contract. On the 2ES, I have two contract. But the market analyzer is based on one lot. So right now we have 170 ticks into the profit based on the last entry signal. The same story comes on the stocks and forex. At the moment, we have 13 pips into the profit based on the forex, and you can use it for stocks if you want to use it for stocks. So right now we have a reversal auto trade, institutional auto trade. We have the T7 auto trade, new one. There is a lot of auto trades, but we never have covered any other auto trades beside the scalpers and the swing trading. Most of the time, we are covering the swing trading or the scalping. But today, I'd like to cover something about how advanced it is if you wanted to cover on the institutional auto trade. You have, as you see, you can feed the auto trade with a parabolic trailing stop, or you can go ahead and hit the conservative trade, which we have a system inside is based on 8 different time frame, and the 8 different time frame that when the market is trending, if you click on the conservative, if there is not a strong trend, it's not going to be taking the trade. And if this market it is trending strongly, then the market can take a trend. Plus, we have also the next generation. I have not been public with it, which has been around for the last 7, 8 years. Is much even more advanced than the institutional auto trade. But I mean, we cannot cover everything in no time. As you see right now, the market has pulled back a bit, and we have hit the target. it is a very, very nice, friendly use on the price action where you have the entry, the trailing stops are based on the fib lines, and then you can take those trades manually, or you can take them ATM strategy or fully automated, or an ATM. Uh, but all three auto trades, they are based on the same entry signal, the same price. So right now, as an example, on the Nasdaq, we have an entry price signal sell at 7296.25. The target is 7280.25 target hit. And as you see, the target has hit. The reason I like using the ATM, because sometimes you will have a little extension to the trend, and now we are struggling on the Nasdaq with a 72.71, and this is where you really need to start closing position on that area, because this area here, it is a heavy support line, and probably the probability is not going to break that area here. So you can maximize it when you're not using the fully automated trade. You can increase your target, decrease your target, or one of the trick is not using a dummy trailing stop. And then what you can do, you can probably hide behind a resistance line. And if this market is going to go farther, then we will be uh, the worst kind it is when the market is trending your side. You need to using a dummy trailing stop. The dummy trailing stop, I don't see why you're in a hurry to trade, to get out of a trade when the market is trending to your direction. So as we see here on the Nasdaq, the market is um, this is the destination on that Nasdaq is 72.71, is trying to break those area. And now we're about to have a sell signal on the YM. I'll keep my eye on it for you. So it is a matter of time before we get the sell signal on the YM. But those lines here, they are less than $1 a day. Those fib lines, it is really can maximize your profit even when you are using a normal auto trade, and you put those lines or those fibs support resistant. Then you can see if you are on a, now we have took two contracts out of this trade on the ES with the institutional auto trade. And then as you see right now, the ES, this is a total different automated trade. Then we can stay on that trade, or we can go ahead and leave it a little bit. This is really something you need to look at it. Or if you want to, you can close position. You already nailed your $1,000 based on one trade. And also there is a reversal automated trade. So we try, when I get back to my main office again in the next couple of weeks, I will try to show some different auto trades. I'm more comfortable in my main office. But right now, the struggling is on the 75. And if it's any of our customers trading the Nasdaq and following this signal, it is about time to close your position on the Nasdaq, which you have maximized your target to 75 ticks based on one contract, and you have maximized your Sorry, guys, about that. We had an emergency call. As you see here from the NASDAQ, we have, if you see where I have put my trailing stop, so there we go here. We have a closed 4 position on the ES, and we are using 1 minute, folks. And it was one trade, and it is done. So this is the institutional automated trade, and we will be also doing some updates on those. Now NinjaTrader has done so many updates, so we will be also updating every products we have. Let me go back to the NASDAQ. As you see, the accuracy here, we are taking, I put the trailing stop right above the used to be support line, now become a resistance line. So if this market now came in and tested the 2071 level and got rejected, so the market has to go back and forth trying to find a breakout. So I put it right there. If this, okay, we're done, because if this market fell on this one here, then there is a huge potential to the downside, and that it is then you can increase your profit, or when you are on a total all the way down here, you can close your position and call it off for today. So right now, it seems like the market is turning around very fine, and let's see what will happen on the new signal. We are about to have new signals. That's why we normally start around 10 o'clock, and today I started a little bit early to see if we can get you guys any signals. However, um, I want to tell you, if you want to follow our trades, please try to follow us on SIM, and those videos are for educational purposes only. So we're not responsible for your trade. So we try to analyze this market for you and tell you where there is a problem, and then it's up to you what you want to do with it, or try to give you a little spotlight where things is going. So let's go ahead, and we just covered the institutional auto trade. I want to cover the swing trading. This is a total different automated trade. The difference between the institutional automated trade and the swing trading, the institutional require optimization because there is a 10 different entry and a 20 different filter is extremely big. You can set the rules on the institutionals the way you want it, where on the swing trading, there is not much you can play with. We have added a couple of 3 filters for you if you want to use some filters, but the swing trading does not require any optimization. It's based on a turn on, turn off basis, and not even the trailing stop. The swing trading is based on, as long as this market going in that direction or in one direction, once the trend is over, we have an early prediction that to close that position. As you see here, it doesn't matter about money. It's not about money as much about the technical side of every auto trade, because sometimes you will have a trade, a good days and a bad days, but it has to be the good days more than the bad days. As you see here, when we took a long, and this is a 1 minute where most of the automated trade fell to trade on a 1 minute. That's why they refuge to different kind of weird looking charts, because they cannot auto trade on 1 minute. The Ninja Trader is based on a minute, and you cannot do anything about it. It's based on 1 minute. So any other things beside the 1 minute, then you are somewhere else. So as you notice here, the auto trade automatically closed that trade, and before it happened, This is where I'm trying to get you before it happened, and a close position. Then when the market before it start breaking out, the auto trade took that trade. Even on a hard pullback, the auto trade did not close. You know, so what I'm trying to show you the details. It's not the numbers; it's the details on that auto trade, whether it's a dummy or not. We are just trying to see what's going on in here. So as you see, we have took the short trade before it happened. Even on the hard pullback right there, the auto trade did not close position. So when you are using a dummy trailing stop, you have been knocked out of that trade from here. So that's why I do not like the trailing stop. So even if you are using 15 ticks trailing stop, the dummy trailing stop, by then you are around here, you're out of the game, and you only got $100 or $200 out of it. A hard pullback did not make the auto trade to close. Then the second hard trend and a hard pullback, the auto trade did not close. And then when the auto trade close is right in time when this ES turning around. Is right in time when this ES turning around. So this is what is called accuracy, and this is the way it's supposed to be. The auto trades works, but sometimes when the market facing a chop market, this is where the trouble gets in there. So right now, what we are going to do, we are waiting on a new signal on the ES and a new signal on the Nasdaq and a new signal on the YM, because this trend is over and we are no longer interested taking a short trade. And this, we already hit the target. As you see, we already hit the target. We give a warning to our traders. We have exceeded the target to our fib lines at 71 and right in line with our fib lines. And then this market pulled back. So right now, I'm not interested in the short trades anymore. We are done with the short trade. I'm trying to find a long trade when we get the new signal. So uh, uh, right now, if you wanted to take a trade, you have to be careful. Even if you want to trade the ES, I explain why. It's a very simple why you're gonna have a problem at the moment on the ES. If we look at the 1 minute, with all the respect to any time frame you are using, the 1 minute reveal the reality of the bar's movement. Where on the Renko bar, you are blind. You are totally blind with the trend, no matter what you do with the Renko bar. So here is the problem right now on the ES. The ES is facing double support line at 281550, and the second one is 1525. We already hit the target. Going back to the projection, this is the trailing stop. This is the minor floor and fibs, and the one behind it, it is the major floor and fibs resistant. So as we see here, this ES right now got caught on those double support line, followed by the projection 1425. So right now, for those guys, those retailers, they are trying to take a trade on the ES. This is not your area to trade, because right now this ES got stuck between those two lines, and there is no direction on the ES, gentlemen. There is no direction. Now, if you are totally blind and you take a short, you might gonna be making 10 ticks. But this is not consistency. You took a trade and it made 10 ticks. Then the second day or 10 minutes later, you are in the same situation. You're trying to take that trade and it's not happening. And this is where most of the retailers start getting frustrated about everyone. And as you see right now here, the ES is got stuck in that channel. That's mean hands off. Even if you are automated to trading, okay, then you maybe you need to be posing your auto trade to see some direction on that ES, because the problem on those retailers, they don't understand when to jump into the market and when to be left alone. They do not understand that. Now, if we look at the bigger picture here on the ES, let's take a smaller, one size bigger is the 3 minutes. Then we can see the 3 minutes where all those problems, and we still here on the sell position, but the market is not doing anything. Let's look at the 15 minutes chart. I I believe I cannot even find my 15 minutes chart right now. I will find it and show you the bigger picture on the 15 minutes chart. But at the moment, right now, we cannot do anything with the ES. It's done, it's over. There is a projection, 1450. There is a support at 13, and there is the target, 1325, which we have hit this one earlier. We have hit this one earlier many times, and now there is another support line coming at 13. This is not your game. There is too much trouble in here for you anymore to take short trade right now. You need to sit on the side a bit and let's see how is this. This is not a runner, guys. There is a lot of fake walls, a lot of support, and this is not uh, uh, tradable at the moment. If you are not in the trade, it's not a tradable. It's finished. You can look for a reversal trade, and this one here is not going to be forever trending. This is a chop market here, and you're going to see the ES is going back and forth on that one here. Oh, I'm sorry, we have a sell signal right now on the YM as 5716. Your target is 662. We have a short trade on the CL, on the YM, I apologize. And here's your target, 661. If you want to follow those trades, you're very welcome to follow it on a sim. Look, you see, guys, look at this ES, got to project it. So this is a bit aggravation for a trader trying to take a trade and it's not going anywhere. This is a bit aggravation. So let's wait and see a different direction or different place to take a trade on the ES, but you're no longer valid to take a short trade on those ES. No longer valid, folks. This is a problem here, really major problems. As you see, the ES is not going to that direction and is getting caught between a resistance line at 1525 and a support line at 1325. So we are waiting for some kind of breakout to bail out of those trades. whoever follow us on the YM, be careful with the 96 level, and we're gonna get you once we break the 96 level. Here it is. Here there is a 96 level. Once we break it, you are going all the way down. Whoever follow us on the YM is 662 your target. There is nothing holding that YM. If you are wanted to trade the Nasdaq, do not take a trade on the Nasdaq short. It is finished. You are having a triple support line in this area, and the ES. I hope you can see those. You have a double support. So this is noises, guys. There is one bar plus and minus. So be careful with the ES. As you see here in details, how this bar came into the 696. This is the problem right there, and we are waiting to see if that ES able to break those two lines. Once the ES break those two lines, the YM, the ones are on those trade, the one we called on the YM. Once you see this ES breaking those two lines, that's mean it's gonna hammer all the way down to the 61 level without any stop, without any stop. For the institutional auto trade has already take short. We are covering the institutional auto trade, so already taken for short trade, and we will see if you can get. We have it on the 10 ticks of stop loss. We're not. We don't use too much stop loss on it, so it's only 10 ticks of stop loss. So the minute take the first trade, then it's gonna break even, and this is very nice because it is a really critical area. There we go. As you see now, the ES is trying to break this area. That is gonna drive your YM all the way to the 662. Final destination on the ES is right there. There is no more trade. We have got a bit more on the ES, more than what we were expecting. So the final destination, if you are, it is 80850, then you maximize your profit on this one here. On the YM, whoever followed us on this YM, please close position at 54 level if you are on two, or if you are on one trade, please close your position at 62 level. So there we go. As we expected, the Nasdaq got rejected from those double support. That is going to cause a bit of problem. Okay, whoever followed us on the YM, congratulations. If you are on two trades, you nailed 400 bucks. And I hope you are on a sim. You're not allowed to follow us on live trade. And you got yourself a $400 on two trades on a YM. Congratulations. As we see for the institutional auto trade, took the first trade, and we have showed you the previous trade on the institutional. And now we are going, and I'm using 1 minute, folks. And then we are on the break even, so I don't care what will happen to this trade. But we did very well. And look where this market got projected. Look where this market projected. For the YM traders, the ones who followed us on this, try to take it off. You're about to be closing position at 62 level. If you are on two contracts with this, close at 54 final destination. ES, we are closing on 950, and the first target, take it at 80850, closing position, and we will leave the last one on 80825. Now look, we are about to close the second one here. Look at this. Look at this. We closed it. Congratulations, folks. Whoever followed us on the YM, happy camper. As you see how we are accurate with our trading, the market closed us. We are firing by the tick, and the market closed to the tick where we have put it on, And the second one, we have got a bit greedy, and there is one tick between each other, and this is welcome to accuracy. And this is how you need to play your game. As you notice on the YM, gentlemen, after we have closed $400 trade, we have maximized our trade, and nothing has happened after that. Now the YM is done. The ES is pulling back. The Nasdaq got stuck, as we said, as expected. So this market is working as expected. There is no confusion in this market. As you see, we have maximized our profit on the YM, and we can see, look at this, gentlemen, those reversals are not repaint reversal. Those reversals are genuine reversal. As you see how we maximize the YM, and we took the last take profit on the YM, and that's what is called maximizing your profit when you are knowing this is less than $1 a day zone, and those are your bread and your but without it I will not touch this market, folks. Without it's not it's not marketing, it's not about trading, but I will not touch any future trading if I don't know where is my levels, if I don't know where is my keys. The system will bring to you where is to sell, when to buy, where to target the market. So you do not have to do anything in there. All right. Once a while, we get a little extension below or above the target, exceed the market by a few ticks here and there. And we want to maximize those targets to the tick. We want to fire it to the tick. And that's exactly what we have done in here. That's exactly what we have done. And as you see, those double support line become a double resistance. I still have one in my hand. The ES going back, retesting the 11th level. And if this market got rejected, then maybe there is much further details. Maybe we can snap it a bit. I mean, when you are trading and the trade is coming to your direction, you should not kill it with a dummy training stop. You should not kill it. You should keep it alive until you see what's happening in the market. So in situations like this, I have a trailing stop. Now I'm going to hide my trailing stop behind a resistance line. Now I know how accurate that system and that is. And now if there is any projection, I'm hiding my trailing stop. That's why I strongly advise you do not use a dummy trailing stop. So if this market going back, I'm securing a profit in here. And if this market decide to go further down, that means it will be the trade-in for today, and I'm done for today. The biggest secret in the future trading, not expose your account constantly to the market. This is the biggest mistake. It's been done by a lot of traders. You have to think about it when you're trading. You are sitting on a blackjack, and it is a matter of time. You're gonna be loose. You're gonna be losing big time. So when the luck is coming to your direction and the trend is coming to your direction, and when you are taking a trend, we need to suck all the juice out of that trade, because we don't know when next time we have that opportunity to maximize our profit. So when we called the YM for you and we told you when to close, what did you lose out of it? Nothing. So right now we have one in our hand to play game with, and this is what is called, um, you know, so either or either direction, I'm going to be nailing that ES, and I'm not going to let the market be in charge with my trade. I am the one who's in control with my trade. I will wait till this market come to my direction. And if I'm satisfied with that number, I'm closing for today. In the meantime, let's look at the bigger picture with the 15 minutes ES. As we see on the 15 minutes ES, this is your trend exhaustion and your direction. And as you see right now, the ES on the 15 minutes is got jammed on 808.25, 808.25. So this is really very important number. And then you have those institutional numbers. They usually hit between 11 and 12 o'clock, except on Friday they hit on the first 2 hours. This is a little simple what we are going to be adding on the zone. There is some instruments we are going to add on the zone. Those is going to be on the next update. And what is most important about this chart, we're going to add them because the symmetry, also we have an auto trade on those. And those, look at this, beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is it is amazing indication to reverse the market when you know the market it is done. So as we see here, we are waiting either or either. We are about to we are in control with that ES. The ES is not controlled with us. If this market gonna go farther than this area here, I'm gonna be nailing it. And if this market gonna break that area, that's mean we are about to go on a long signal. At the moment, based on the last entry, we are 178 ticks based on the last entry uh, signal and based on one contract. This is a very clean. Um, and what is nice about that, you don't need anyone to train you by looking at those charts for 3 4 weeks. You start getting the habits, and we are guiding you. Getting the habits, and you start understand how this market working. Once you understand the basic, trading become uh, a bit easier on you. As we see here, also we have mentioned that a lot of times. At the moment, the ES is to the short signal, NASDAQ short signal, YM short signal, and the 30-year Treasury bond is in the opposite direction. Once we see those in a sequence like that, this means the market is working fine. The market is working the way we are expecting this market to work. There is no play in here like what happened yesterday. If you notice, the 30-year Treasury bond was in the same direction of the ES, and they should not be on the same direction of the ES. So once you don't need to be a wizard, you don't have to be a top trader. Once you see the 30-year Treasury bond is not going in the opposite direction of the ES, that means there is a play in the market, and the market is not tuned for you to take any trades. You need to wait few minutes to find a position, and then we will jump on the first door is open for us to take a trade. It's not about you when you want to trade. It is about when the market allow you to trade. You have no inventory, you have nothing, you have no impact on that market. You have zero impact. You're renting the ES and you're delivering the ES back at the end of the day. So you have no impact on that market. So what we do, we find open doors and we try to take advantage of it if you want to do something with your life. you know. So also on the scalper, I want to cover the scalper we have closed. We I mean, we were done a long time ago. We were done at 927 on the scalper. Those are market orders on the scalpers. We started around 828, 830, the first trade, and we have 6 trades, 6 winning trades, 6 winning trades, market order, no filters, turn on, turn off, no optimization required, and we nailed 525. The daily target is 500, but if this last trade go into your direction, we're gonna stay on that trade. So you have to think about it like this: anything above the 500 is your broker commission, and or call it tips for your broker. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. And you call it off for today. Now, this is our test to the ES, is coming to the projection line at 13. So now either make it or break it right there. If this market, I think this market is going to project. Let me take it a little bit back. I think this market is going to be projecting from those areas. And let's look at it. I moved it a little bit up to see. Let's look at this market. Because this line we have, this moving average, and this resistance, this is, I don't want to complicate the trades, but this is an entry point, you know. And as we planned right now, as you see, the ES got projected from here and it's going to be slammed on the 1150. This is getting caught in this channel here. You cannot trade. You cannot trade those. Those areas here, you cannot trade. You cannot even auto trade in those areas. What we are looking for, confirmation on a long trade, because we are already done with the short trade. We are finished with the short trade. We're losing momentum on the short trade. And now what we are looking for, a long trade. We are not touching this market in between. We're going to leave it alone until we get long trade. And then once we get the long trade, you will have a new signal telling you it's long. And then we start evaluating where are those levels when we are trying to go up to this target to see where's the problems on the way. If you do that every day from 9 to 12 o'clock, you should be done by 12 o'clock, or you should be done by 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, depends on this market, and get it over with. But you should not be sitting all day long trading. Not with the future market, not with the Forex. And also with the stocks, I have a different opinion how to trade the stocks. I'm not going to get into it right now. Also, let's look at the scalper 1 minute. We got the scalper 1 minute had a little trouble, but also we have hit the 500 on the scalper, and this is based on a 1 minute. So we are done with those as well. And then we will be looking to the swing trading and see where we are going with the swing trading as well. As you see here, this market is struggling on those area here. The resistance line and our line, our moving average 1350, and it's not even over. That's why you still have a lot of resistance in this area. So the short trade is over, folks. The short trade is over, and now we are looking for buying signal. We are not interested anymore to the short trade. It is over. You cannot do anything about it. It is over with the short trade. So now we are looking to have a new signal that will give you a few minutes of break. And then once with the NASDAQ, YM, NES, giving us a new signal, now we are going on the second round, taking a long trade. We are done with the short trade, and now we are waiting on a long trade. If this happen. If it does not happen today, before we are done with the webinar today, then you are done for today. All of you made money today, so we're not worried about that. So let's watch and see. For the gentleman asking about the scalper, yes, if you have a light hands, if you do have a light hands, yes, you can take advantage of those levels. If you have a light hands with your trade, yes, there is a lot of small trade in between, but I don't want it to call this the scalping as much as big trade. Uh, yes, you can always get a few ticks here and there between the lines. You always can do if you are good at it or if you are light-handed. But when you are scalping between those level, you have no time to think. You have to say, okay, 1, 2, 3, I'm done on this one. I'm getting 3, 4 ticks on this one, 2 ticks on this one, 5 ticks on this one. Yes, you can do that. But if you are not light-handed or you're not trained enough, stay away from a manual scalping. Try to use an automatic scalping. That's much better for you. And stay out of trouble and stay on the big trades. Small trades maybe that will eat you alive if you're not trained enough or you are not behind the computers long enough. Yeah, I mean, 2, 3 years is not long enough. But we are waiting on a new signal here, and then I want to for the swing trading. Some of the traders they don't understand the chop market, and they don't understand sometimes the market can get. You can use the 600 ticks. The 600 ticks. Um, Once this market catch a trend, especially on the swing trading, it's not gonna let it go. And then you're gonna be avoiding all those noises. And the 600 ticks on the ES or Nasdaq or Dow Jones, uh, their their uh, their trailing stop. I'm sorry, their stop loss is it's around 15, 20 ticks average. So, but once you catch the trend with it, it is amazing. Stay on that trade. So you can also use the 600 ticks, and and if this market moving, this auto trade is gonna stay with that market. So there is plenty auto trades in your package around I think 13 automated trade. So you can pull any auto trade you want, and some of them you can tweak it. Some of them just the swing trading you cannot optimize it as turn on, turn off basis. But if you wanted to use an institutional auto trade, it have a big variety of around 20 filters and around 11 entries, 10 or 11 entries, where you can tweak that if you are good with optimization. Actually, is extremely good, and you can filter it to be aggressive or conservative. You can add while you are in a trade parabolic, short, long, close position, and so depends how well you are experienced. You how you want it. Okay, we have one tried. Yes, the 400 is good enough. You don't have to go on 600. Yes, sir. Try the 400. We have few people using 400 ticks. So right now there is nothing in here to trade. As you see, what we have missed on the ES, gentlemen, what we have missed, nothing. What we have missed on the YM, nothing. What we have missed on the Nasdaq, nothing. This market is flat. So staying away from the market, that saves you a little money. Okay. So let's wait till we get something to chew on. Let's wait till this market turn around and give us a long signal, and then we can really take a trade, be happy with it, not to just get into those noises here. As you see, this ES, after we highlight where is the problem on the ES, nothing has happened on the ES. We told you there is going to be a problem on the Nasdaq here. Nothing happened. The Nasdaq got caught between a resistance and a support, and now it's getting caught in this channel. Nothing happening. And now on the YM, after we told you to exit from here, the market start getting tight and tighter on the YM, and nothing is happening. So uh, hands off trading actually. Not unless if you want to scalp, you're very welcome to scalp the market. I'm gonna stay quiet for a few seconds, few minutes, and then once I see there is something to trade, I will be more than glad to. We're about to have a new signal actually on the CL, and let's keep our eye on the CL while we're looking, waiting. We can always find something to do when you see the ES got caught in those channels, or when you see YM is not tradable, Nasdaq is not tradable. We can always find an alternative to take some trades somewhere else if we see something. That's I don't understand a guy say I only trade YM or Nasdaq or CL. Trader is a trader. You should be trading everything you can get your hands on. It's the same principle. So when you go to supermarket, doesn't matter if you have made your money from a Nasdaq or a YM. So I don't believe in that. I only trade one instrument. Then you have to have knowledge to trade at least two, three instruments. So if one of them today we are waiting on a new signal, we might gonna have a new signal on the Nasdaq and Dow Jones. And okay, now the whole thing is changing. We're about to have a new signal. Now we are interested in this market, not before. Now we are interested in this market. We're about to have a new signal on the ES. And a YM, we're about to have a new signals. We want to make sure on the bar close. Wait, please. Okay, we have a buy entry. And what you need to do, you need to put your limited order at 1625. Limited order 1625. Buy limited order. Follow us on the sim, please. On the YM, put at 732 long limited order on a sim, please. On a sim, limited order buy, not market order, please. Not market order. Limited order. Because we still waited on the Nasdaq. Just wait a little bit more. On the bar close, always on the bar close. Keep your automated trade on the bar close. So we need to see the bar close above the entry level. Okay, there we go. And this is the automated trade, but for the traders do not have the system, put it on 2816 limited order and keep your YM on a limited order at 5731 57.31 limited order, not market order. Why? Because we need it on the bar close. And if this market going to that direction up, it's gonna keep going. If this market going going back to test the 13 level, we're not interested in that trade. So for you, keep it at 1625 limited order, buy, and keep it above this fib line at 732 level. And we are waiting on the NASDAQ to confirm the long trade. We do not have a long trade right now on the NASDAQ yet. A little pullback. Okay, we are waiting on the NASDAQ, and you will see it on the chart. Please follow us on a sim. I'll be quiet for a few minutes. we have a double resistance on the ES. Try to stay on a limited order at 16 level, 2816 buy limited order. On the YM, stay on the 31 level, 731 level on the, because the Nasdaq is not going with the YM and the ES. It fell on the trend stop, so keep it above at 2816 limited order buy. There is no short trade, folks. There is no short trade. Be careful. If we are breaking those two resistance line, you put your order at 1625, limited order, 1625, limited order, 2530 or 32, limited order buy on a sim, please. The Nasdaq is really, the Nasdaq is really, we're having a problem with this Nasdaq, and there is a double support. So we hope that this Nasdaq start going up. It's dragging the ES and the YM down. We need this Nasdaq to start to change in direction. Gary, this is why I said to put it at 16 level. The automated trade took it at 1525. But for a guy, God give us a brain. There is a double resistance here, and so that's why I said put it at 28, 16, 25 limited order. So we need to see that Nasdaq. The Nasdaq has fell to break the 7125, which is dragging the ES and the YM. And I hope the Nasdaq is not going to be dragging those ES and YM farther down. As you see, there is a support line here, Gary. You've been around for 30 years. And it is common sense right now to see this Nasdaq is not really getting anything to the long side, and we never had a long signal on the Nasdaq. So right now, this Nasdaq is trying to break the 7250 and the 7075. This is a heavy support line, and has tried it before in here. If you notice many times those levels on the Nasdaq. So the question is here on this Nasdaq if it's able to break those area or not. And I doubt it if it's going to break it. But that's why we said if you need to put your limited order at 16 or 1625 and limited order on the YM buy at 728, because those, if this market turn around, then you get picked up on the way. That's it. And now, as you see, this Nasdaq now we are sitting cat and mouse and on this one here, and it seems like give in on it. If it this one here, the Nasdaq is gonna uh, give up on the long short side, then those they're gonna fly immediately. And of course, when you are in trouble in a trade, you have to understand where is the situation. Should I close position or should I stay long? So what I'm saying is, if I need to close position, I need to see this Nasdaq break in those area. And if the Nasdaq has failed to break this area, then this ES and the YM they are going to fly. There is a lot of support areas on those, and I doubt it if the Nasdaq able to break that area, because it has tried before, as you see here, has tried once, twice, and tried one more time here, and then he tried here because of this projection, but the Nasdaq failed to break those area. So when we are in trouble, we have to understand what's going on in this market before we decide to close position or not. However, if this look now, the Nasdaq fell. With all the respect, Gary, you are my customer, you are my member, you've been around for 30 years trading. Uh, whether we like it or not, we have to look on every corner and evaluate our situation. So right now, the Nasdaq has fell to penetrate those double support line. That is going to turn the whole market to a different direction. I don't want to be advanced trader and start getting those traders to take it from the bottom and top. I'm trying to stay on one direction is safe direction. That's why we are not out of the wood yet until that's why we need to put a limited order. The auto trade took that trade. He is not aware of this double resistance. But for us, we need to put the trade on a 16 level or 1625 level. On the YM, we have to put it at 730 level or 731 level. Limited order buy. So that's why we called it above the resistance line, which we have a double resistance line. The auto trade on the price action signal has no impact with your levels, your zone level. They are total different system. So it did fire as supposed to, But we have God give us the brain to see the signal is landing right at the double resistance, and the Nasdaq has fell, and it is kissing it goodbye, and it is not a good trade. Let's see if this Nasdaq able to break that area first. As you see right now, the Nasdaq fell to break that area. Okay, so now get ready, and we want to make sure that we cross in this double resistance line, and we put a limited order at 1625 on the sim, and we put it at 28 level or 26 level on the YM. Buy limited order, limited. Nothing in this market order. Now the Nasdaq has lifted and fell to break those area that encourage the buyers to jump in. And this is exactly what's going on in the market. And that's why we didn't call it off and close position. Now the buyers are trying to break that area. Now it is very important to keep your eye, folks, on this double resistance. Once we break this double resistance on the ES and you have a limited order at 16 or 1625, you're flying all the way to the 1975 level. Okay, 19, because we have a problem right there at 1975. We need to be aware of it. The key right now, we finish with the NASDAQ. The key is this double resistance on the ES we need to break, folks. Keep your eye on the whole market right now. The whole market is waiting on this double resistance. Either make it or break it. Trading is an art. On the institutional auto trade, we took three trades on the institutional. Today I'm covering the institutional. Until now has not taken any trades here. You see that? This is brilliant. Okay, we have a lift off on the YM, and let's see. We still have our eye. We need to keep our eye on the double resistance, folks, on the ES. It is a really problem. Now we are waiting on the ES. There is nothing we can do. That's why, folks, put your limited order at 1625. 1625, your limited order, not below. It's not going to work. We need to make sure we are crossing this. By our luck today, the signal came right at the resistance level. This resistance level become a support level if we break that area. So it's good in one way and is bad in a way. But you need to make sure that you are aware what's going on in this market. Now there is buyers on the YM, very fine, but it's irrelevant. We need to see that ES breaking those level. We need to see some movement closing this bar above those double resistance here. This is the priority right now in this trading. And as you see here, on the YM, you have a double resistance. If you are thinking, is it going to make it or break it? Don't look at the YM. Look at the ES, if this ES going to break it. If this ES breaking those double resistance, the YM is going to break him like a knife. I mean, it's going to cut right through them. Here is the key right now. What is hanging the market is the double resistance finished. Even on a day where the Nasdaq is taken off by itself, is not infected by the YM and ES. But when the ES come into certain level, the Nasdaq will stop. So this is a critical area on the ES, and we need to see penetration on the double resistance, and that's why your limited order is 1625. I normally do not like to be on a trade for a very long time. I'm gonna close it, close those trades. I don't like to stay on a trade that long. So those here, call them off and stay on those trade 28 level and 1625 limited order. We need to see those um, numbers cross the double resistance. So I hear it when the markets stay on a trade a very long time. It's not healthy. So let's see if this Nasdaq is gonna break those area one more time. Okay, the ES is retesting those level again, trying to see if we break it. Do not stay on 1625 limited order by 1625 limited order. Exactly. We are coming back to testing those double resistance, and uh, and I think if it's not able to break those area here, uh, we are we are gonna have a lot of problems from now to 12 o'clock. So let's see. This is now the ES is. If you notice, the ES is trying to find a breakout, and it is one line, and it's trying to find an exit somewhere. And what happened when the signal came out, we have a double resistance, and the Nasdaq did not respond with a long trade. As you see from the market analyzer, we have a buy signal, and yes, it is sideways, and the Nasdaq is a short, and the YM is long. So this is the final, uh, probably the final testing on the ES to see if we are able to break this double resistance here, and if we break this double resistance, this market is going to fly on that, you know. So there we go. You see how accurate it is. And as you see now, the YM is not going to be breaking those two levels, because if the ES fell, your trade on the YM is not going to go anywhere. It is very nice when you know what's going on. So can you imagine, for those guys, the ones they just auto traded? I mean, we have plenty of auto trades. It's not about auto trades, but you have to understand when you are auto trading and the ES got caught between resistance and support. It doesn't matter if this auto trade from us or somebody else. I'm not trying to protect anyone here, but if this ES it is stuck between the resistance and support, how do you want that auto trade to work? You're gonna say whatever auto trade you are using, you're gonna say is a lousy auto trade, because you're not aware of the market, lack of knowledge. Then you can always find someone to blame on or Ninja Trader platform. But when you are now aware of that ES getting caught between this area here and trying to find an exit, and there is no money to be made in here, then you stop blaming automated trade, or you start blaming yourself not knowing this. It is very nice and a clear picture. The market is telling you right here, right now, I'm having a problem in here. I'm trying to find an exit. You cannot find an exit to the market. You have to sit on the side and you have to wait till what direction we want to do. And the same problem, we have the Nasdaq. It is a huge support here. Have tried in this session right now live 6 times, 7 times, has not been able to break those level. And then we have the YM has come up, but is waiting on Mr. ES to break this area. Then we have the Nasdaq will start flying. They're all in sequence and they're all affecting each other. So right now, here is the key in the whole market, whether you are a Nasdaq trader or you are a YM trader. And as you see right now, your YM trade start lifting off because now the buyers start coming in, and it seems it's not over yet. We are about to break that area. Once we break that area, we are in heaven in this one here. So there we go. As you see, the ES is struggling. Don't get excited and stay on a 1625 limited order buy entry. Because look at the impact. I want to put this on the side, the Nasdaq, because we are still a long way for getting a long signal. But look at the impact. It's trying to break this one here, and we are waiting on Mr. ES here to break those area here. Once we break those area, this YM is going to fly. This is the problem right now. We need the ES to break, and you can see how hard it is for that ES to break. So can you imagine yourself to every single trader out there frustrated with the trading? They're saying they're having a problem with the market or something because you don't have a knowledge or neither you have the tools. But when the soldier go to war, you have to have a proper gear, proper information. You cannot just go ahead and shoot a blind and get mad when you're not making money. You cannot do that. Not in this business, you cannot. I don't know about any other business, but right now we crossed it. That is gonna cause your YM to fly. We crossed it. Now the whole momentum on this market has changed. Nasdaq is facing this, trying to get out of this resistance line at 85. It will. It's just having a little problem crossing this line. Folks, those are less than $1 a day. Those are less than $1 a day. If you don't know where is your limitation in this market, then you will never make it. Less than $1 a day. Thank you, sir. You see, sir, if you see, we are waiting on this Nasdaq to break the. It is a matter of time. It's a game. It is a you have to be patient. You have to be cold-blooded German with it. It is a matter of time for this Nasdaq to break that area. It's a matter of time. And once we break this one is going to fly, and this one is going to fly. Appreciate my for the guys, do not call me when I'm on live YouTube, please. It is hard for me to cover. Please, anyone want to talk to me? Talk to me about after webinar, please. And it is hard for me as is covering 3 different markets, and we are live. So please, respect for the others. It is really hard, folks. I have some helpers. I said take some days over for me, and they say no way we can go live. So it is extremely hard when you go live or somebody come in with a pre-made video and a brag at the end of the day after the fact. So with all the respect for whoever want to talk to me, respect for the others, wait till I'm done, and you will be able to talk to me. So here it is again, folks. We have break this NASDAQ. It is a matter of time, and we have broke this NASDAQ. We have a trouble in heaven at this number with your ES trade. We have a small bumper here. I'm not going to be worried about the 18 level. I will not be worried about it, but I will be concerned once we get up to the 19 level, 1925. You need to reevaluate your situation if you want to stay on that trade or not. If we break those 3 areas here, thus mean we are final destination 22. Now we are on the right track. As you see here, look at this accuracy. This one here, this 18, a little bumper. I'm not worried about it. It's a pullback re-entry. Look at those lines, folks. Look. Now we are having the NASDAQ. On the NASDAQ, you don't know this, guys, but we have something called a true average price. The true average price is right there on the NASDAQ. Those, it's not a normal one you download from somewhere. This one here, every time you see it on the ES, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, CL, DAX, anywhere, this is a trouble. Because this is the 89.25 split this market between short and long. And most of the time, the market pulled back or project from that number. And it is already plotted on your chart and do the calculation. You don't have to do anything to it. Now, as you see, the NASDAQ, the resistance becomes a support line. And now we are trying to break that area. This is what caused this market to pull back a bit. Okay. So for the guys are trying to they are in that trade with the ES, you have an option, and your magic number, if you want to listen to me, 18 around 1875 close position, 1875 close position, call it off. I'm not expecting anyone to listen, but 1875, this is a fair price. If you want to take your risk, you have a 3 resistance line, and it is final destination is 2275 today. Folks, we have started today early at 9:30, and now we are 2 hours, and we have tons of work. We took a trade earlier today. We told you about it, the YM. We don't say something we have not done. Whoever took two contracts on the YM made 400 on the SIM, or if he took one trade on the YM when it was short, made 200. And now we have given you direction and a trade on the ES and the YM. For the NASDAQ, there is a long story on the NASDAQ. I want to say it has been a pleasure serving every one of you. I'm not sure I can be online tomorrow, but I will try my best to be online tomorrow. I want to say if I don't get to be online tomorrow, I want to say wish you the best weekend. And please, I hope we have helped some traders see how those market running together. God bless you all, and see you. Could be Friday. Monday, we have a private webinars for members only. Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure. And then, if we did not come out live on YouTube Friday, then it will be on Tuesday. Okay? God bless you all, and see you then. Bye.